I'm currently over by my vintage computer shop, and I finally have gotten enough materials to start fully working on this. I want to continue working on this build as much as possible. As you can see, I've kind of laid down the groundwork for this entire building. It's not very big, but I do think it'll be an interesting build, especially with the obsidian. In last video, I built an obsidian generator, and basically what it is a giant pillar from bedrock all the way up to the build height. And it consists of a stream of water and lava. And basically, while you go up, you place redstone down, and instead of updating and turning it into cobblestone, it will turn it into obsidian. So once you do it all the way to the top, you go AFK and you mine the obsidian all the way down. And I got about 3.5 stacks from that. So far, I've used about a stack in some of that obsidian that I gained from it. So I'm hoping we should have enough obsidian to kind of get a lot of these walls done. I do have a lot of stone smelted already, and I will smelt some stone as we go. I'm gonna need more glass. But so far, I'm really enjoying the way this is looking. I recently just started a new semester of school. I kind of briefly mentioned it in my last video, but I've been really dreading going back, mostly because I've been spending a lot of time on my own. I gotta get rid of this wall. See, I'm already messing up. This is why it takes a while to build, because it takes 15 seconds to mine all of this. But anyways, like I was saying, I kind of briefly mentioned it in my last video, but I've been really enjoying the time I've been spending kind of on my own. And so the process of getting back to school has kind of been a little bit of a learning curve again. I think that's how it always is for every semester of school, especially in years past. I feel like I've always spent so much time during the summer just not thinking about school that when it comes time to go back, I'm just so not ready. And I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. But even when I was younger, I feel like I've always dreaded going back to school. I've never been particularly a school person. I feel like other people, it's like second nature. It comes to them. And just for me, it never really has. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy it. I enjoy spending time with friends, and I also enjoy what I do. But I feel like it's always so hard to go back and be concentrated in what you're doing. I also think that it becomes very stressful, especially as you get older. Lots of tests to take. And I feel like it becomes a lot more stressful as you get older, especially when you get to higher levels of education. You have tests, you have finals, you have midterms, and it's just a lot. It's very stressful. And I think that's half the reason why I play Minecraft so much, is it's a way for me to de-stress and kind of take my mind off of things. Although this is the first week of school, I definitely am starting to feel a little bit of the pressure, especially because I'm getting to the point where I really need to start thinking about what's coming next. And obviously it's not something that I really want to think about, but that conversation is going to have to be held at some point, and I'm really not looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong, I'm very excited to be kind of on my own and independent, but it's obviously very stressful. I mean, life gets stressful, especially if you don't know what's coming next. And kind of going back on it, it's definitely a reason why I play Minecraft so much. Just kind of want to unwind and decompress and kind of just do some stuff in my beta world. It's partly why I make these videos that I do. It's just kind of something for me to enjoy and have fun with, and something that I hope that you guys can kind of resonate with and use as a way to de-stress or kind of throw on in the background, you know? Especially with the new school semester starting, I kind of hope that if you're studying or something, you can kind of just either unwind by watching one of my videos or put it on in the background, you know? But it's definitely been a way for me to kind of unwind. Really need to grab myself a water bucket. I'm taking so much damage just by jumping up and down these little posts. like a lot of people are probably wondering why I decided to build with obsidian, and I honestly can't really even tell you. I think it's just a block that really not that many people use, and I think it would be very interesting to have, you know, a build that is not chock full of detail, but is a little bit impressive with just the materials that are used, especially with stone. I feel like stone and obsidian are very telling and kind of like the riches of old Minecraft, especially because obsidian takes so long to mine, and the fact that stone, you have to individually smelt each stack. So a lot of materials go into making a build of this kind of nature, and I think that's why I wanted something like that, is to kind of not only have a fun thing to work on, but to also have a cool little build that I can kind of say that I'm a little rich in this version. I'm officially out of obsidian now, so I'm gonna have to use that obsidian generator at some point, but I figured maybe I can just finish these walls at least to kind of have all that stuff ready before I put in the effort to get more obsidian. I recently moved in with my girlfriend. I'm just kind of briefly staying here for the school semester just because I was living at my grandma's for a while, and it's such a far commute to school that it would be a lot easier if I lived here, because it goes from a 50-minute drive to about 20-25 given the time of the day. So I figured that it was kind of well worth it in a lot of different aspects, especially saving a lot of money, because I've been doing a lot of driving lately. I think that's one thing that I've been doing a ton of, and you know, it gives me a lot of time to myself, but it's not necessarily the most fun, especially when you're constantly having to fill up and spend money on gas. But it's definitely nice being here with her and her family. It definitely feels like a second home. I know a lot of times, you know, moving in with a loved one can kind of be stressful and at times be a little uncomfortable, but I found that this transition has been a lot more comfortable than, you know, most would expect. I don't know, I feel like both of us are kind of taking this opportunity to spend more time with each other. And kind of like how our vacation went, you know, we used it to kind of relax and spend a lot of time with each other, you know, talk, do things that we like to do. And I think that this is also going to help with that and kind of be a whole different dynamic. But it's definitely hard, you know, not living at home. It's kind of something that I've been trying not to do, especially to get me ready for, you know, what comes after school. But it's definitely a big adjustment, especially when you're such a homebody like myself. I don't know, I think I've been just really trying to get out of my comfort zone with most things, and not being home has definitely been one of them, and kind of trying to spend more time outside rather than inside. And I know playing Minecraft really doesn't help with that too much. But I'm using this time as wisely as I can to kind of try and do new things, you know? Especially with the new school semester starting, you know, stuff is going to get a lot more stressful. And I know for a lot of you guys, it's the same way. So I just want you guys to know that you're not alone. You know, times do get stressful, but hopefully you could find something like this that will help you kind of de-stress and not think about things as much, you know? Obviously, you don't really want to put things off, but you want something that's going to keep your mind, you know, at ease. Don't want to stress out about things, overwork yourself, overload yourself with work. And it's never good, you know, you don't want to be stressed out, especially when you have a lot of things going on like school, classes, work, things with life, you know. I always say I don't want to be too preachy in my videos because I'm still young and it's like, what advice do I have to give? But I know at least what I've been going through lately with a lot of stressful things, you know, and it's something that I like to talk about and be very open with, especially because I know other people can experience those same things. I always try to make my videos kind of more of like a safe place, you know. Don't want it to be oversaturated with the basic YouTube, modern, insufferable, like doom scrolling, low effort videos. And well, I guess I also mean low effort in the terms of they're just slopped out there, not really no thought put behind them. There's a lot of effort that goes into the editing, of course, but I feel like there's only so much you could do to hide the fact that it's just slop being put out. Finished smelting up all this stone, so now I just want to kind of get these walls in place. Like I said, I'm still missing a decent amount of obsidian, but I think for now, I mean, it's pretty much coming along really nicely. I'm also going to need to smelt up some glass in a little bit, but I just want to get these walls kind of done before I really start anything else. Now, while I was recording this video, I put out another video. Basically, it was me trying out a different game. The game that I played is called Voima, and it's kind of a newer sandbox game that you pretty much just use to kind of build a bunch of stuff. I still don't know too much about it. I wanna do some more research with the game and definitely play it a lot more. But I figured, because with this channel, I feel like I want to have just a few more different things than just strictly Minecraft. I know that's what a lot of you guys have kind of subscribed to my channel for, is this Minecraft content, but I really want to every once in a while make a video kind of playing a different game that's very similar to Minecraft, so it's not just strictly, so that it's not completely unfitting. I just think that it would be better to have like a wider span of content. But I don't know, I'm still kind of experimenting with everything. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I think for now I'm gonna stick to just playing Minecraft, obviously, this beta world, but every once in a while I do want to kind of incorporate something else with this channel. I had a lot of fun playing Voima, especially because it was my first time going into the game, so I don't really know too much about it. I've always talked about how I really do enjoy kind of going into games without any prior knowledge. I think I've just always been like that in general. You know, I've talked about it before, but I think going into stuff not knowing an insane amount about everything kind of just, it makes it a lot more fun and enjoyable to learn about. But definitely would like to hear your guys' thoughts. Would you guys like to see other content? Obviously, like I said, I mean, I don't want to do other games that don't have anything to do with Minecraft. I want to continue to play kind of sandbox games, definitely very similar to Minecraft. I think that's just the vibe of this channel and the games that I currently like to play. I know there's a bunch of other like Minecraft clones out there, but I really want to get into those and kind of play other games, you know, than specifically Minecraft. Even though Minecraft is the game that I really do enjoy playing at the moment. I've always talked about how it helps me de-stress, and I think that it's very helpful in that way. Especially since I just started, you know, the next school semester. It's kind of nice to finish doing schoolwork and kind of decompress in my Minecraft worlds. I don't like being too repetitive. I know I repeat a lot of things, especially stuff that I've said in previous videos, but I think a lot of what I have to kind of repeat relates to things that I talk about. Especially with me experimenting in playing like a new game like Voima, I think that definitely goes back to my interests and me wanting to try things, you know, new things, go into things blind, you know. I don't have to know every single thing about a game before I play it, or that can apply to really anything, you know. Never ever have to really go into everything knowing an insane amount about one topic. It's nice to learn things as you go. I've talked about it before, but even with Minecraft, I feel like I'm still learning things, especially with these older versions. It's kind of like non-stop. I've also been kind of debating whether or not I start a new series. Mostly me just kind of playing the Re-and-Dev mod. There's also a Not So Secret Saturday mod, which is a mod for Alpha. And those are kind of like two alternate development paths for Minecraft, like the mods. And I really want to play one of them and make a series out of it, but I can't really decide which one that I want to make a series off of. I feel like both mods are really fun and interesting. Like, I've played a little bit of both, but I really don't know, again, too much about the features and the stuff that's in the game. Like I said, I know they're very bare bones, specifically because they're meant to be like the older versions of Minecraft with less stuff. But they also add a lot of different things that kind of fit the vibe with the older versions. But I still haven't made my mind up of which mod that I want to play. And I think that would be kind of a fun series to play on here. I've been really getting into like older versions of Minecraft lately. Like obviously I've always played my beta, but I've been really enjoying like older alpha versions and like in-dev and stuff like that. I don't know, I've talked about it before, but I'm a really kind of simplistic person when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, I always think that less is more. So I think that's why I really do enjoy playing these really bare bones versions of Minecraft. And, you know, Beta 1.1, the version that I'm playing, obviously it still doesn't have a lot of stuff. You know, it's technically, really, it has all the features that Alpha 1.2.6 has. I can actually get rid of this row of obsidian. But I mean, this version of beta is still really bare bones, but I think I've been just really enjoying, like, less. Like, I've been playing a lot of alpha and InfDev, and those are really bare bones. I mean, they still have a lot of features, you know, kind of InfDev and alpha, like early alpha versions are kind of one and the same. There's only like some minor differences, but I've really enjoyed just not having that much. I feel like I feel like it kind of makes the game a little bit harder. It's more of a grind, you know, because you have less stuff. So you have to be more creative and kind of makes you think about a lot of things. I mean, even with Beta 1.1, I do the same thing, you know. You have to think about, you know, especially for detail, you know, what blocks you're going to use or what, like, signs, fences, ladders, stuff like that. I feel like, you know, you have to be really creative in these older versions, and I think that's why I've enjoyed playing kind of even older than Beta 1.1 is because of that kind of creativity, you know? You really got to think outside the box. But nonetheless, obviously, I do love Beta 1.1. It's kind of the main reason why I wanted to make a, you know, kind of a series on it. But kind of going back onto that, you know, I've always kind of thought, you know, less is more, and I think that's why I've always enjoyed old Minecraft. I think new Minecraft is just kind of overcluttered and overcrowded with things that really don't need to be in the game. You know, they kind of feel like, I feel like they just kind of drop stuff into that game nowadays to just keep people talking about it, you know, to keep it kind of in the light of day. I've always talked about it. I don't want to hate on new Minecraft too much, but there's just definitely things in modern Minecraft that, you know, definitely don't need to be in the game. But I won't lie, you know, there are a lot of cool features that I think they have added that I wish, you know, more of quality of life kind of things that I wish, you know, old Minecraft had. But then again, I think a lot of the reasons why I play, you know, old Minecraft is because of that simplicity. Really got to figure out what I'm going to do under here. I feel like you know, even over here, I have the tree farm floating, and I really need to figure out what I want to do with that, because I don't really like having stuff float. I also think that at some point I want to kind of revamp this whole area. I talked about it a little bit ago, but I think that this house needs to get changed. You know, I like houses, but I think I might want to do just like a building. Oh my god, a bunch of cows just spawned. But I think I want to build some kind of building right here, you know. I think it would fit more kind of with the style that I have going on over here. I think this just feels a little bit out of place. Don't get me wrong, I do like this house, but it does feel a little out of place. So eventually I think I'm going to revamp this area, but not yet. Not yet. Maybe I'll start slowly but surely. But for now, I have too many other projects in this world that I really need to finish. Huh. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Man, you know, come on. I don't even have any food with me. Let me get his attention. I have an idea. Oh. I don't even have to worry about him. Gonna stay out of his area for now. Really liking the progress that I have on this right now. I mean, it's nowhere near done. Like, I still have a lot to do, but I mean, compared to last time that I had started this, you know, definitely feel like I picked up the pace just a little bit. Can get rid of these. I don't need obsidian, you know, in unnecessary places, you know. Can kind of save on it. It does take ridiculously long to mine. I want to get all these doors in here. I just got to figure out how many I need right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 doors. It's a lot of doors. You can also put some stairs on these kind of like exit ways. I also want to get these posts up right here. We have some posts, you know, this whole idea, this is like kind of like an outdoor patio. And I want it all enclosed in glass, so I gotta think of how I want to do this. And then I'll have a door going out right here, because this is where I want it like a courtyard kind of area. Obviously, I'm going to cut down some of these trees, but I want to have them kind of surround in this area, be like a courtyard with maybe like a pond or a fountain or something. Just seating, kind of a nice little area, kind of like how I have over there with a little fountain and stuff like that. These guys are taking a bath down here in this pond. Done. Gone. This is kind of a cool little area. Too bad I'm going to end up probably covering it up. You know, I have crafting tables everywhere in this world. I think that's one bad habit I have with Minecraft in general is I just constantly make crafting tables and I leave them everywhere. Yeah, I like this. It's small, but I like it as like a little outdoor patio kind of thing. Put some torches in here just in case. Yeah, then I'll add one more door right there. Yeah, this is really coming along nicely. Now, I do think that is going to be all for this video. Now, this is going to be my shortest video yet. I am not too sure what exactly the runtime is so far, but it definitely is going to be a really short one compared to my usual videos. I don't know. I've talked about it before if you guys would rather me have some long form content or kind of shorter videos, you know, usually around the 20-minute mark. But I usually like to keep it to the long form, but today I'm kind of switching it up and using all the time that I have to get this video out for you guys. Like I said, I do apologize that it's a shorter video. I'm just very swamped with school stuff. Like I said, this is the beginning of a completely new semester, so I'm kind of taking my time and really trying to get as much work done as I can. I've been really just overwhelmed with a lot of things going on. I know usually the beginning of the semester is a little bit easier, than once you get to the middle, it's kind of, you know, gets a little hectic, but so far it's been all gas, no brakes since the beginning of the semester. But I really appreciate all of your guys' support, especially on my last video. I do want to try to play more games that are like Minecraft and kind of the aspect of Voima and other things like that. I want to broaden my horizons just a little bit. Obviously, I want to keep my Minecraft content, but I want to try to reach out a little bit and try other new things. I also think at some point I am going to try out the Reindev mod and maybe the Not So Secret Saturday mod. We'll see which one I pick out of the bunch. At some point, I do think I want to do a Better Than Adventure playthrough, and I'm not sure. I have a bunch of ideas and a bunch of videos that I have planned out, but like I said, I just need to get the time first to really dial in and get all those out to you guys. But I really appreciate all of your guys' continued support. And if you guys would like to support me further, I do have a Ko-Fi, and that link is going to be in the description and in my channel bio. Like I've mentioned, it's not mandatory, but it is there to support me before I can do other things on my channel. If you guys could do me one big favor and like, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps my channel grow and will help me continue making more content like this. But yeah, sorry for my absence and sorry for kind of the shorter videos. Just school's kind of really kicking my ass right now, to say the least. So I really hope you guys understand. But till then, I will see you guys next time. Take care.